Hi, Humans here, and in this video I'm going to show you what is between you making $0 right now from the app market and you making $130 per day from apps. So think about it for a second. What is between you and the other type of you which is making that kind of money per day and beyond that, actually much more beyond $130 per day from apps? I'm going to break it down in this video, and you would be amazed looking at the steps that, in fact, in the past couple of years, been stopping you from building your very own app business. So let's get started. So if we look at this kind of flow chart, this chart that I've got on the screen, let's say that this stick figure is someone who's starting from scratch. In this example, let's say that this is you starting from $0 per day from apps. So you're not making any money, even if you've got apps up there or not. The revenue is not as good as you want it to be. At least it's not the entry level of $130 per day. So what is the first step? What is the most important step that you need to take to be able to build this kind of income for yourself or maybe for your family? The first step is to understand what is necessary to be able to generate that level of income per day from apps. So if you're not familiar with how apps are generating money, basically you have apps on the App Store up and running. People come to the store and they look for apps which you have up and running. They go ahead, download it on their device, and for the engagement that your app generates, you will be making dollars. So that is basically the model that we're going after. People are on the App Store these days. Everyone's using mobile phones. If you haven't noticed, go ride a bus or go in the public transportation services, and you would be able to see that everyone's using smartphones these days and tablets, and everyone's engaged. So to get your share from this amazing marketplace, I'm absolutely loving it. You need to have some apps up there, so when people are looking for those apps, they find them, they download them, they engage with those apps, and that's how you make money. It might sound a little bit kind of complicated. It is not, I can assure you. And in this video, I'm going to show you all the steps you need to take to be able to have your own app up there, your own real estate, your own money generating kind of place on this amazing emerging market. So the first step, as I mentioned, would be learning what is working. This is very, very important. In fact, this video series, I got the idea of making this video series because people who know me and who know about my success in the App Store and Google Play and Microsoft Store, they usually approach me asking me about what works in the market and how they can bring their ideas to the market. The first thing that I usually tell them is, actually, no, I refer them to this video series, but before that, I used to tell them that you need to learn about what works in the marketplace. So that includes what ideas work. Unfortunately, majority of people think that you need to come up with the next cool thing, or you need to build something which has not existed before. You would be amazed how much money people are making from the very, very simple ideas that you have seen on the store. Actually, think about it for a second. Those ideas that you have seen on the store, and they're very simple. The reason that you're seeing them is because they're very successful, and people are generating a lot of money with these apps. And that's the good news, actually, that you can build something very simple but useful, put it out there, and generate a nice income. So that's something which I'm really excited about when it comes to apps. Why I'm excited about it? Because first, it kills the competition. All the competition thinks about the next big thing, which rarely is going to work, while the market is empty for those who know what works and what strategies actually can generate money. So coming up with a proper idea would be the next thing. After that you have your idea, then actually your working idea, then you need to understand the necessary parts that you need to go through to have your app up and running on the App Store or Google Play. So understanding the parts of building an app, the parts that you can use in your app, what is available to you. Sometimes even my students and people who I know, when I tell them about what is available to them, they get excited and they come up with even better ideas, because now that they know what is available in terms of platform, you can even have better ideas that utilize those features. So understanding parts and what is available to you is another very important part of the puzzle. And remember, by understanding the parts, I don't mean you need to learn coding. Actually, in this day and age, you don't need to learn coding to be able to build an app business. I know so many people, actually a lot of my students are building their app businesses without knowing any kind of coding. And in the next kind of square on the chart, I'm gonna explain how is that possible. So for the first square, we know that you need to learn what works in the marketplace, you need to learn what ideas will work, and you need to learn what parts are available to build those ideas and build on them. The next part of this flowchart would be building your app. This is where majority of people fail. Actually, you would not believe how many people fail at this stage. So building your app is the next stage that you need to do after learning, coming up with the idea and understanding the parts. Then you need to build the app, because let's face it, unless you have your app up and running, this revenue here wouldn't be anything but a dream. So building your app, let's talk about it. There are two ways that you can build your app. First, you can learn coding, what everyone thinks. Second, when you know what parts are available, when you find out about the different kind of strategies of having an app design, then you can outsource your app. And I cannot insist how easy it is these days and how cheap it is. Outsourcing is one of the cheapest way to build a very successful business. I am a huge fan, and it takes away all the hassles and you can get it done faster. Remember, if you want to learn coding, you need to go through a lot of things. It's a strategy. Some people love it, they love coding, they go after it, and there is no harm in learning. Let's think about that as well. If you know coding and if you're outsourcing, that's even one step better, because then you understand your outsourcers' work. But if you don't want to get into coding, and if you just want to build a business, then outsourcing is the best option. It's the option that I'm using. And consider that I have been involved in coding for a long time, but one day I stopped and I told myself, if I'm going to continue coding, I would not be able to achieve the growth that I wanted to achieve, and that was absolutely true. The very second that I started outsourcing the things that I needed for my app business, it was the time that my growth started and things became even cooler and better. So that would be the next thing. Building your app, consider it as the easiest part of the process, because you can get it done very easy and very cheap and very fast. The next part of the flowchart, which after building your app you need to go through, is basically optimizing your app and finding out which one of your apps are working the best. So finding the winner apps. And then when you have these winner apps, which is basically 20 to 30% of the number of apps that you've got running, then you would be able to optimize them, and that would increase your revenue like crazy. In fact, if I want to give you an example, let's say that this chart that I'm drawing in this corner of the screen is the chart that shows the revenue per day. So I didn't have this kind of last part in place for a long time, but after looking at numbers and understanding what they actually mean, and I didn't have the experience, I started doing this very last part, which is very cool. And I had a revenue kind of trend like this for a long time, And when I started optimizing, the revenue goes like this. And it's super amazing and cool. Actually, it's one of the coolest things that I've noticed in the world of app business, and it's very rewarding. You apply something to your app, which is currently up and running, you push an update per se, and next day you wake up and you check your AdMob account or you check your in-app purchase kind of revenue, and you would be able to see that your revenue is doubled in one night, in less than 24 hours. In fact, when you push the update and everyone receives the update and you have the engagement, then you can expect that sort of growth in your business, having this very last part. So basically that's it for this video. I wanted you to get an understanding of what is standing between you and that $130, or if you will be doing it really well, maybe thousands of dollars per day. And that is something completely possible if you stay with me, watch the videos that I will be sending you, and come with me throughout the journey. You would be able to see that actually this number on the screen is very possible and very easy to reach. You just need to enter, take care of these three parts, and be able to generate that kind of money. Why this is a very small number? Because when you're at this level, then growing it to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 times wouldn't be as hard as you might think. This very last part that we've got here, this optimization part, you look at the numbers, what is lacking in your app, you add it to your app, or you just tweak something very small and your revenue goes up by 100%. So imagine how many small tweaks you're away from your dream revenue or dream income. Actually, one thing that I forgot to mention is why I picked the number $130 per day. That number is the amount of dollars which I've reached making per day from zero many times. So I'm pretty confident that everyone can reach that number. So that's it for this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. The button would be below this video. Let me know what do you think, and stay tuned for the next videos, which I'll be showing you lots of cool things, including how to submit an app to the store, how to come up with cool ideas for your app. Basically everything that we've talked about on this chart, I'll be giving you lots of examples and instructions about how to go about it. So thanks for watching. If you know me in person, thanks for coming to this page. If you don't, again, thank you for spending the time listening to me. I enjoy sharing my experiences, sharing the things that I've found working, and I enjoy stopping people from doing mistakes which can take away their time, take away their money, and leave them with nothing but a failure. So that's my mission, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for my next emails. Bye.